Today we're going to be making a brilliant after dinner drink. It was invented by Dick Bradzel in 1983. It's the Espresso Martini. It's an absolute classic drink, great for after dinner, great if you don't feel like having a dessert, but it really gives you that caffeine kick which feels good after you've had something to eat. I'll go through a few of the ingredients. So we've got vanilla vodka. This is just a regular vodka, and then I've put some vanilla pods in there. It's been sat in there for a little while, and then that really gives a nice vanilla boost to the flavor. Kahlua, which is a coffee liqueur. This one is from Mexico. It's about 20%. It's quite sweet, so it brings up the sweetness level of the drink, which is good, especially when we have a bitter ingredient such as coffee. So originally, the Espresso Martini would be and should be made with espresso from an espresso machine. If the better the quality you can get of the coffee, the better result you're going to get at the end. However, I've got instant coffee here, and what I've done, I've made it a little bit stronger, made it to espresso strength. So I've put about 2.5 times as much coffee as I would normally, just to bring up the strength of the coffee. And also, doing so, just make sure that the coffee flavors come through. Otherwise, you'd get a diluted, watery espresso martini, and that's what you don't want. And as the sweetening element, I have a honey, but just because it's quite a rich flavor in there, I've got honey with cinnamon as well, which I think will go rather well. So let's get going and we'll make our espresso martini. We'll start off with our mixing glass and our vodka. And I will put 35 mils of our home infused vanilla vodka in there. Kahlua, 25 milliliters of our Kahlua. Next, we're going to put in our coffee. Now, as long as you've got a right balance to your drink, so that means as long as you've got the sweet element which balances the coffee, you can put as much coffee in as you like. So you could have a tall one over ice if you prefer. My martini glass that I'll be using is actually quite big, so it's this size here. So I'm going to make sure I put in enough coffee to fill it up. So with that in mind, I'm going to put in, that's 50. And I'm going to put in another 25. Put that over there. Now next, I've got my honey. Great ingredient, but it's quite difficult to just put it straight in and shake it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this label off here because it's a brand new bottle. I'm first of all going to put a little bit of water in it, and that just changes the viscosity of it a little bit, and it means that when I shake it, it will shake easily into the drink, he says. So really just take that down. So depending on how bitter you like it, some people have espresso martinis without any sugar in it, and that's about right. So 20 mils of sugar. Now remember, the honey and the cinnamon is going to add flavor. If you just add sugar water, it just sweetens the drink. So next I'm going to add ice to this. Here we go. So remember, when we're adding ice, we want big, thick cubes of ice. And that will help to bring the temperature down of our drink. Close our cocktail shaker well. There we go. Shake away. All right, nice and cold. Open up the cocktail shaker. There we go. Now, I've got that glass there, but I have another glass in the freezer for a nice and cold drink. Here we go. So, Hawthorne strainer and our double strainer. We tend to use a double strainer when we're putting drinks into a martini glass, because we want to make sure there's none of those shards of ice in there. Okay. There we go. And we have our gorgeous vanilla vodka with Kahlua, cinnamon honey in there, and then our instant coffee. Remember, you can swap out these ingredients. It's a rich drink. So if you have light rum, dark rum, you could even put bourbon in there, that would work. Just make sure that the balance of the coffee and the sweetness is spot on, and you're good to go. I'm going to drink that. Cheers.